Welcome to the Mama's Well podcast, where we are digging deep into the gifts and the gaps of foster and adoptive parenting. I'm Tara Hutton, and I'm glad you're here. Mama's Well. Yes, she is. Well, hello. If this is your first time to the Mama's Well podcast, I certainly am glad you're here. This is a place where we come together as moms who are just working through it, right? We're working through it together. We're learning new things. We're just trying to do a little better, right? Learn a little more, grow up a little more, and our children help us do that. And talked about our kids being our teachers. My children are my teachers. I don't know if this is a series, but I'm calling these little moments, big deals. And these episodes are about the little moments that I have with my children that show me big things about myself. And so today's episode, I want to talk about something that's probably been hundreds of little moments that my daughter has been trying to communicate something to me, and I haven't been able to hear her. But I think I'm finally on it. I think I finally understand what she's trying to show me. My girls attend a school that we go to. We are on campus 3 days a week, and this is before COVID. It's called a homeschool collaborative. So we're on campus 3 days a week, and the other 2 days a week, I am working with them on the curriculum is provided by the teacher, the assignments are provided by the teacher, but it's my job just to help to make sure that they understand what they're learning at school and then to practice that at home. Well, I will say I am a teacher, and that's probably part of the issue about what I'm about to share. But those home days are hard. I've shed many tears. My daughter has shed many tears. They always start out they always start out beautifully, well-intentioned. We're excited to start the day, or at least I am. And more often than I want to admit, they end in meltdowns and tears and frustrations, and just really feeling overwhelmed and not good about myself, not good about my ability to teach, and it's really painful. The thing, there's this recurring thing that happens, and this is the part where I was saying I wish I would have recognized this sooner, but my daughter will say, "I don't want your help. I don't want your help." And she usually repeats that in a way that's hard to hear, angrily and upset. And, she's mad. She's run out of the kitchen or told me she hated me or whatever. It's not usually good. But I finally heard her. I finally heard her when she said, "I don't want your help." And I get it. She doesn't want my help. She doesn't want to need me. She doesn't want to need anyone. Her history has told her that people can't be trusted. And to need someone leaves her feeling extremely vulnerable. And for whatever reason that day at the kitchen table, she was mad, she was upset, she was hurt, but I heard her. I heard what she said. She said, "I don't want your help." And so I didn't really know what to say to that, but I knew that a light bulb had come on. I didn't know how to respond. And I think originally I tried to respond with, "I know you don't want my help, but you need my help. I'm a teacher. I can help you. I can, yada, yada, yada." Too many words, right? She's already dysregulated, too many words. That words just, when a child is dysregulated, words make things worse. So I was uncertain of a solution, but I was optimistic that I was onto something. So I sat down with my husband that night, and I was telling him about, what I had heard her say, that she doesn't want my help, and the vulnerability that I think she was experiencing in her history, and on and on. And my husband just looked at me and grinned and laughed and said, "Huh." I'm like, "Why? What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, that sounds really familiar." And he referenced a conversation that he and I had had just a couple of days prior, where I was in tears, telling him how I didn't want to accept his help. And I was having a hard time accepting his help that he wanted to give me, help that he was the only one that could provide for me. And so I thought to myself, really? But why? Why is it I'm struggling to receive help? Just like my daughter. What is it? And so I dug in, and it's probably going to continue to unfold. But what I recognized is that in the moment of needing my husband's help, I felt shame. Somehow I developed a belief that to need someone meant that I wasn't enough, and to not be enough was shameful to me. I know I've shared this before, but I lost a father to addiction. He's still very much alive, but he was out of my life most of my growing up. And so I have some issues of abandonment. And so sometimes, we don't recognize things from our childhood and how they play into our adult life. But I think that those feelings, that feeling of loss, it wasn't validated in my home. And so to have those feelings of loss, I felt like something was fundamentally wrong with me, and that something about me wasn't enough. And so, Trinity's rejection, what it felt like rejection of my amazing teaching ability, really left me feeling like I wasn't enough. And it was triggering me in a way that I couldn't be there for her. So, I know now what my work is, and my work is not to become a better teacher, a better explainer. It's not to find some new strategy. My work is to heal that wounded place inside of me that says that I'm not enough. And you know what? It's just the awareness of that has already shifted things drastically. And the funny thing is, when you start to understand, when I'm starting to understand what that is in myself and nurture it and calm it, when she becomes reactive, I don't even need words anymore because I get it. So instead, I just exude, instead of frustration and anger, which is really just fear and shame in me, I can just see her for what she's feeling. And I'm offering myself compassion, and I don't even need words anymore. It just changes everything. So that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. And that big deal has taken probably hundreds of little moments for me to get. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm practicing these things. I'm learning to offer myself compassion and grace, even when I mess up, even when I don't do it right. And I hope you are too. And you know what? I hope you'll share your little moments and your big deals in the comments, because I think that these types of conversations, they just invite all of us to look for them more. When we're aware of these kinds of things, we start to look for them. And so I'm looking for them, and I would like for you to look for them too. Share them in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me every week. If you haven't subscribed to Mama's Well, hop over to the mamaswell.com and subscribe. That makes you first to hear about anything new going on. I have maybe mentioned that we're going to start some book studies in the fall. I'd love you to join me. And if you are a subscriber, you're going to hear about that first and have an opportunity to sign up first. So thanks again for joining me. Like, subscribe, and share this with others, and we'll see you next week.
Mama's Well.
Yes, she is.